morning. And my guest is the founder and leader, Global Angels Movement. Now, his name is Lord Benson. He is Lordson Benson, rather. He is a visionary leader, musician, and minister dedicated to spreading Afro gospel globally. Of course, under his guidance, we have the group Global Angels Movement, which has become a renowned gospel-based creative collective. Now, Lordson Benson's passion for music and ministry drives his vision for Global Angels Movement, and he's founded the organization way back in 2015 to empower lives through Afro gospel, music, arts, and dance. Of course, he holds a master's degree with multiple awards in and out of the country, and his popular quote is, "Think big to win big." So join us and make welcome from the city of Lagos for the first time live on Spectrum Television, Rise and Shine Saturday, Lordson Benson. Lordson, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. So good to be here. I'm actually happy and pleased to be part of the show this morning. Like you already said, you are the Afro Gospel Movement, and we are ready to kick.
Okay, so how is Lagos this morning? How is the ambience in the city?
Yeah, the weather is friendly, and we have a cold weather this morning. I believe the part of where I am in Lagos.
Well, that's good to hear. Let's talk Afro gospel music. We've done a lot of that. Like, we dedicated today to playing lots of Afro gospel songs, just for Nigerians, Africans, the people of the world to know. For those who may not have come in contact, who may not have interacted with Afro gospel, we've had to play a lot of that this morning. So, my first question to you is, let's get to understand, what exactly is Afro gospel?
Thank you for saying. Over time or over the years, music because most of them like to express itself. Let's say the program has to be the voice, the delivery doesn't have and we all know that I want to bring out your Afro beats. For sure, local government. So we said, what is that thing that can be able to pass a message across to the youth? The youth they love Afrobeat. They love to stream Afrobeat music. They love to dance to Afrobeat music. The message we came up with Afro gospel is very maybe there are not about the idea of Afro gospel. The Afro gospel movement, or the radical soul then when you listen to that, the app, but you listen to it, you get to understand that we're talking about drugs. You can see that how addicted to drugs, addiction. Afro gospel touching that area. Afro gospel is and why he was to grab the order many times, you have to step down. You don't like the kind of stuff you usually have. It's not the message. There are a lot of lies that come. And you have to take this question, what would you say? So that is Afro gospel.
Okay. Is your phone on loudspeaker? Is your audio on loudspeaker? Lawson, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I was asking, is your phone on loudspeaker, like your audio? Is it on loudspeaker?
No, not at all.
Okay, all right. Just reduce the volume a little bit. Your time. Okay, a lot of us are getting to interact with, Afro Gospel for the first time, and I know that a lot of questions will be popping on our minds. What is the inspiration behind Afro Gospel? Because, like some of the songs we've listened to this morning, there is no near mention of Jesus Christ, God, or Holy Spirit. It's just like the normal vibes that we see on the secular music. And for most persons, that is not gospel. So what categorizes or what qualifies a song as Afro gospel?
So that we have gospel. Gospel doesn't necessarily the gospel means arranging life. So what qualifies to be an gospel dwells in the message that we have. All right, like we had, I think the spirit of prophecy. I heard that song and talking about Mo Baba. That's an Afro gospel song, and it's talking about Jesus. But most of the times, when you Mo Baba, Mo Baba is himself. So they are using language that the street. You cannot meet somebody who has been in this for all the years. Also, and just about Jesus. There are some verses that you need to like this, that an Afro is their language. Afro gospel start to change them. The Afro gospel music point out what we do. When you listen to it, it's not in language. I don't know language that is when you listen to the music, you understand that they are talking about God. Because that's what the way I don't want are relatable. That is can be related to what the African way. We need to bring our own language, our own knowledge, and to understand what the movie is talking about. We did contemporary music, a lot of them understand it, but I think we don't relate to songs like this. And we are after them, On the things of our society and social values with Afro gospel.
Okay, let's talk about the global Afro Gospel Foundation, which of course you founded. I mean, your focus and your vision is to spread, Afro gospel, and of course, you have a group of young, a couple of cinematographers. We've seen artists, we've seen singers, we've seen dancers, all forming a part of the Global Angels movement, and your focus is Afro Gospel. Spreading that love. How did you come about this crop of young people who have similar interests? And then, what is the acceptability of what your group is doing to the gospel industry?
Okay. So, I would like to say that the global engagement that you said, but he did not just have me. The influence of the fathers. I spoke to this person and then we started to analyze what can we do to change the norms, to get change in the living scene. How can we get a lot of food to do what? The idea was born out of the fact that a lot of creatives go out of the church, go out of the space of the church and tell you, the church did not give them a chance to express themselves, and then You find them in the worldly settings, the secular settings, and they're doing what they're doing. So we decided to change the norms. How can we arrest this situation? And Global Angels was better. Global Angels came to arrest this situation. And one of our vision, rather, is giving every creative a voice. So we want to give every gospel creative a voice. If you're a rap artist, if you're a cinematographer, rather, if you're a videographer, if you're a dancer, if you're a singer, an artist, whatever way you can actually express yourself in the presence of God, or use your creative prowess to be able to change lives or touch lives. That is what we do. And the major aim here is to get these creatives together, especially those that are lost in the world, get them together, and then let them become ambassadors of Christ, and to reach out to other people, enable them to reach out to other people. So gathering these creatives, it hasn't been an easy journey, because before the group of young persons especially can understand a particular vision, you have to recast this vision before they can actually see the clear picture of the vision. But we did not start on our own. We started with Jesus. Jesus was, is rather the foundation of the Global Angels movement. And when God tells you to do something and then you decide on it, you're just wasting your time. So when God said, okay, it's time for you guys to kick off this thing, because there are a lot of persons I want to touch, a lot of persons I want to reach out to, we did it. And I can tell you for a fact that when I mean guys that the devil has stolen away already, guys that have decided to change their genre of music, say, oh, I want to start doing the secular music. When we gave them a voice. We can do this with you. We can train you to become better, record you, just understand Jesus. And along the line, we decided to tell them about their spiritual life and how they can put this into their daily practices. So the Global Angels it's more than a group. That's why we call it a movement, rather. It's more than a group. We bring people together to make them understand the essence of worshiping Jesus in the best language they understand. And the funny thing is that you'll be asking why cinematographers, why content creators, why? It's a creative space. Everybody hands are needed on them. When you want to shoot a music video, you need a cinematographer. When you want to direct a music video, you need a director. When you want to do your music video, you need the dancers around you. When you want to promote your content online, you need the dancers, you need the content creators to be able to give you a matching content that will suit the kind of audience you want to have. So you understand that everything works pari passu. We work hand in hand. So we decide to gather all these creatives, to give ourselves a voice. One of the things I learned when I was in the music business Africa was that if you want to grow in a circle, you grow together. If you want to reach the top, you hold hands together and you reach the top together. Because when you pursue those at the top, you might not be able to get them. But those that are around you that are at that same level, you hold them together, and before you know it, you're at the top. Especially when you understand that you are together in the same vision and they understand the same aim. Even the Bible says, can two work together except they agree? So the agreement started and then we started working. And along the line, we've seen massive increments. As even the station is in Akwa Ibom, we have the Global Angels Akwa Ibom, headed by David Godwin. We also have the Global Angels Ekiti. We have the Global Angels Lagos. So you can see we're expanding into different territories. Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting to hear that you have branches outside of Lagos State. I came in contact with your group and your content through one of our finest voices, Fiboki, who is himself a rap artist.
Yeah.
And, he's an amazing person. And one of the conversations we've had with him is the acceptability of rap music in the gospel, sector. Because it seems like once you're rapping, it is no longer gospel. If you're not singing the normal, hallelujah, Jesus, that we hear and we know, you are, branching off the gospel that people want to listen to. Now, I'm looking at the makeup of your, team members, your group members, the movement. I've seen a fine mixture of women and men, or should I call it young ladies and young men. How is the relationship between the male and the female? Because in the entertainment space, for instance, it seems like, especially in the secular world, it seems like guys do their thing and ladies do their thing. But you have a fine mix of mixing the two genders and you're projecting the gospel. How has that relationship been? And what does that do for the group and the project?
All right. First off, before you be able to change your mentality, it takes time. So, and one of the reason for them to accept these changes is because you've told them the reason why they need to work together. Now, the merge between the young ladies and then the young guys, we discovered that in the gospel, I mean, the secular world, they, like you said, they don't manage this space together. Nobody wants to come together. But then the gospel is different. The gospel has to make a stand. It has to be a change in the gospel system. So we decided to gather this young person together and tell them why they need to work together. I can tell you categorically that now we have tracks where a young lady featured with a young guy featured with another person. They feature. There's a synergy between these two entities, and this is because to understand the gospel of peace, to understand the Afro gospel, you need hands on deck. So there shouldn't be gender discrimination. A lot of places you go, you say, oh, the ladies can't, the women can't do, they can't do this. But yeah, it's different. One of our Diba did jump on the fourth place. I mean, I'm talking about as a 2020 or so. At the age of 15, she spearheaded the chorus of that particular track, and it was like a rap kind of music. And it was wonderful. It did a lot of numbers, and I mean, a lot of persons' lives were transformed. Lives were changed. If you go to our YouTube channel, you see the comments. Like, I listened to this, and this happened to me, and it happened. So a lot of persons will come out and say, rap music does not have, a certain thing, that it doesn't do a certain thing to a certain individual. It reaches the audience that some of this music you think will reach doesn't reach. The acceptability depends on who is passing this information. And of course, to incubate the male and female gender together, there's a lot of things that has to go on. Number one is discipline. One thing that they know the Global Angels for in the heart of Lagos is when you ask them about the Global Angels, people will tell you that Global Angels is a discipline movement. We built the movement upon the discipline of the Holy Spirit. So we ensure that every member of the Global Angels are not limited by the choices they make, or that they carefully make choices and they carefully cohabit. We ensure that this thing we are doing together doesn't bring was a backlash to the body of Christ. Because anything that happens at the end of the day, it boils down to the body. What happening in the secular scene is happening in the body of Christ. So we have to instill discipline, and in instilling this discipline, they needed to understand the basics of why they are gathering together. And with this, I mean, they need to come and see young minds. They understand why they are working together. They work collaboratively. And today, we are preaching the gospel of peace. So there's no gender discrimination in that. And by the grace of God, you continue to do that. You continue to see a lot of young ladies and young men doing this together.
Okay, we have a member of your team joining us, and we'll be bringing him on screen talking about the cinematographer and film director who is your art coordinator, talking about Kingswell Benson. Good morning, Kingswell. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I like the voice. Kingsley, do you also sing?
Yes. I mean, I sing.
Oh, so you you do cinematography and you sing. What other things do you do outside of those two?
I do a lot of things. I multitask. I'm into digital marketing. Like you said, I'm a cinematographer, film director. I also sing, do graphics, and most of my time I spend my time reading. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Global Angels movement. How has the experience been for you as a member, and especially as a coordinator in the arts department?
All right, it's been very, very challenging, I must confess. Really very challenging. You know what it means to have some set of individuals in one department or one hub coming from different race, ethnicity, and having different characters. It's very, very hard to manage people. It's very hard to manage people. So it has been really challenging. But like the president said, there's unity. And when there's unity, obviously things will move smoothly. And when you're having people that share the same like minds with you, people that understand your vision, it's not going to be a problem. Number two, financial aspect. God has been really amazing. To move this kind of project, you need finance. You need adequate finance. So God has been putting us through, and you see these young people coming together to throw in their resources. So I'm going to use this as an avenue also to say that if you are a creative and you're using finance as an excuse, it's not going to make sense because you keep procrastinating. So when you can have savings and throw into your vision, then it brings out that craft in you and skyrocket it to the world. So also number three is being versatile. I mean, Global Angels is all about music, art, and dance. That is another challenge alone. You know, people want to come and say, I have interest in music. This one say I have interest in art. This one say I have interest in dance. But this one, we are trying to bring everything under one umbrella. You know, when I teach in my class, I tell people, I say, you as a musician, you need to pass through the classes of arts and dance. For example, what if you're given a role in Nollywood, for an example, a role to sing a song, making love to a girl? How do you do it? That's why you see sometimes Nollywood always fond of using background voices to infuse into the particular scene, and that doesn't make sense. So when you are being taught how to act, sing, and dance at the same time, you will use one stone to kill two birds. That is the success of Hollywood today. You don't need to go check for other extra casts. You can do it yourself. I'm sure you've seen scenes of people playing keyboard and acting, and you see their fingers are not moving with the keyboard. That's because they don't understand craft. But with Global Angels, music, art, and dance, you have everything under perfect control.
Okay. I've been told that another member of your team has joined us. Prosper Sunday is also himself a music creator. And herself, rather, a music creative. It's a fine mix, and I'm happy that we have, these amazing ladies all joining the movement. Prosper, good morning. Welcome to TV Rise and Shine.
Good morning to you. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be here this morning.
Oh my goodness, this just finalizes everything. I mean, so this is what Lordson and Lord Kingswell are enjoying. Beautiful voices, beautiful faces, beautiful relationships spread all across. It's wonderful to see the synergy happening. Let's come to you. As a lady in the group, how has the experience been for you navigating the creative world, knowing that you have your brothers, to hold your hand while you're going through that journey?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. It has been a very wonderful experience, and I'm very grateful to President, to Kingsville, and the rest of the members. They've been like a shield that have covered the ladies in the group, and I'm very happy that the opportunity has been given to us to express ourselves. In a world where they feel that female does not have a voice, and Global Angels have created a voice for us. There's no superiority when it comes to music. Everybody's given the platform and the opportunity to showcase themselves and the avenue to grow in terms of music, in terms of art, in terms of dance. We're doing wonderfully well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Precious. Let me come back to Lord Burnson. Let me come back to the president and founder. I've seen and I've heard, Kingsville mention training and all of that. So let's talk about the activities of the movement. What are the things that you do to continue grooming, to continue training, to continue preparing the crop of artists and creatives that are joining your movement? You've talked about three, branches so far, 3 different states, which means there are plans for you to have it across other states of the country and even outside Nigeria. So what are the activities, helping these people be better as they join the team?
All right. So thank you so much for the question. And I mean, the film coordinator, the arts coordinator, Kingsley, and Prosper has spoken extensively. I'd like to add to this. We do various things. We have vocal training sections that is being coordinated by the new music coordinator himself, John A.C. Daniels. So we have different coordinators in different arms. We have the director who ensures that production goes well. I mean, we have guys. It's not just for you to understand the instrument. You could play the piano, you could play the drums, you could play the guitar. But the thing is, how well can you produce a song? So we also have him teaching guys how to produce. Most of the problem with artists today is that I can't work with this producer because he doesn't understand my sound. But once you understand how to produce a beat, produce music, you can do it yourself. So these are the things we teach them. We put them in different areas, but we ensure we do it in such a way that they don't model it. Okay, from this duration to this duration, you learn this. Are you interested in this? From this duration to this duration, you learn this. Are you interested in this? So, like I said, we also have the film, the art and crafts side of it. I'm talking about spoken words, poetry, and the rest of that. So a lot of that, they're taught creative writing, how to write creatively, and that'll go down to the dance department. We have Wisdom Thompson, who is spearheading that particular department. So what he does basically is to teach how to dance. There's a dance which we call the Afro kind of dance. So how do we infuse this into what we do? We bring it, we teach them. You can be a creative and you can sing a very fantastic music, but when it's time to shoot a video, you might not be able to pass the message because you don't know how to manage your space. You can do a lot of things when it's time to, you see the concert, when it's time to, you can have a very beautiful song. When it's time to let the world know about to pass the emotions to them, how to interact with your audience. So there's also a class in psychology, how to get these things done and the rest of that. There's also a point where we need to put some of them into, in fact, we go as much as pushing some of our coordinators, we are going to spread to other branches into Film Academy to get more insight and then qualification. We push some of them into the Music Business Academy to get more insight and qualification. So as to when we expand, you're not relying on somebody to be able to teach. You know that you have already gotten this vision and you can be able to relay this to other persons. So go as much as, going into every integrity when you come to the creative space. What we don't do for now is what we don't do. But as I'm telling you that we have brought these hands on deck and they are doing the right thing as at that point in time. You also see creatives that and use there's this person we call BJ Twin. They are very, very, very known on TikTok. They are also part of the creative of the Global Angels. And they started with us about 5 years ago. And they are known on TikTok for their creative art, gospel creative arts. They sing and then they dramatize and the rest of that. I mean, people have been following them massively and they've been getting massive. When you check them, you see when they come and say, oh, this person said he wants to do this. This person said he needs a job. You got to a point where somebody reached out to me. I've been struggling with the spirit of, what's that called, pornography. How do I change this? How do I change that? So you can see that we are not just training people to just learn a craft. No, we are training them to become influencers, spiritual influencers to the world. So it doesn't stop at just understanding that the beauty of the craft is there. But what's the problem with the people who now to learn a craft and doesn't use it to influence him? It doesn't stop at the biggest man on earth is not accounted for the amount of money he has in his account. No, it's the amount of life he has taught.
Absolutely.
So that is our goal.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't stop with me. I tell them that. And every one of them should have a life. So if you ask Kingsley and Prosper herself ended up, converting and bringing about 5 persons into the group that are doing pretty well right now. The person have done, in fact, he's uncountable. He has done a lot as well. So you understand that if one person will go 1,000, my 10 person will go 10,000.
Indeed.
That is why we have a vision of the largest. Yes.
Indeed, a very inspiring move coming from young minds such as yourself. Let me come back to the creative coordinator, Kingswell. Now, with the numbers increasing, with a lot of people coming on board, it means there is a lot more that is expected of you in terms of training and equipping this person. Now, your founder has mentioned a whole lot of things, training people for a purpose. Yeah. Now, it takes time for people to get to focus and then get to have, even finding their footings to know that in this is what I want to be known for. This is the of Christ that I represent. You would rarely see a pastor who stands on the pulpit and preaches love, because what love demands is a very difficult thing, and a lot of pastors themselves know they cannot fulfill those things. So a lot of people kind of shy away from preaching such gospel. So coming to
Okay.
the issue of finding focus, how has it been helping these young people? And then, what futuristic plans do you have? And then, I'm going to ask this as a double barrel question, and I'll expect each and every
Okay.
one of you, that's Lotson, Kingswell, and Precious, to answer this question. When you train people out, the next things will be featuring them and giving them the platform. So if I have all the training in the world and there is no platform for me to showcase and be judged or feel the pulse of the crowd or the audience, whether it's online or in real life setting, I might not know whether or not I've actually grown and improved in my craft. So those are like two barrel questions, one for you, and then the second question, everybody's going to make an attempt.
Okay, thank you so much for this question. I think I really want to answer it. Let me start by saying this: Global Angels is more than an entertainment hub. It's an experience. You must know that it's an experience, total experience. So now, like I said, you said young people. It's not really easy to manage young people. And now, speaking about platform, these people have a lot of platforms. For example, now about myself, I've shot numerous videos for skit makers that you know, Lord Lamba, Brain Jota, MC Lively, a lot of people. So now the idea is, if you look at Nigeria today, you realize that Nigeria is the only country, or one of the only countries, that have what they call Nollywood as a body, not a structure. And that has eaten deep into our system. So our vision as Global Angels is to build up a structure called Global Wood, where we have like a village setup of creatives coming in and out. It's even going to boost the Nigerian's economy in aspect of tourism. We have people come all the way from America, all the way from UK to come and experience what it feels like to make a movie. Imagine making a movie in one day and editing it in one day, writing the script in one day. That is another platform. And also, what we do is that when we train these people, we push them to the world. For example, we have popular skit makers, we have popular musicians that they can partner with, that they can collaborate with. Just like we have the Global Angels concerts coming up 20th of October, we have people that have really made it in the Nigerian gospel system that are already coming to the program. And our plan is to push them to make some collaborations, which we have even done in some of our EP in the past. So there are platforms. We bring them, we go as far as setting up their social media pages, giving them a manager that can manage it for them extensively. So another aspect, your second question, I didn't get it.
Second question, you've already answered, talking about the provision of platforms. So from social media and the events that you have going. And then I'd like to ask, Precious, are you with us? Prosper, rather, sorry.
Yes, Prosper.
All right. Prosper, talking about the platforms, how has it been for you? What is your experience like? And what are your expectations? I mean, 20th of October is just around the corner.
Yes. My experience so far with the platform has been good. And our president, Lucy Benson, has always told us to learn how to network. So networking will give us a leverage and help us meet other people, like great people that has been ahead of us, in order to create those platforms. In our music, some persons join. Not everybody that comes know how to sing. Not everybody that comes know how to dance. But this group, this movement is giving everybody the opportunity. So even though you don't know how to sing, there's already a platform created for you to dance and showcase. If you go to our Instagram page now, Global Angels One, you'll see that the dancers go out. The last one they went to is Snatch Concert Monarch, went there to dance. And we have those that are acting. You check our YouTube page, you'll see our movie there. And the singing too, like the last one went to Timmy Phoenix program, and our upcoming concerts in which everybody is given the opportunity to show themselves. You show yourself in acting. If you're present, you see it. We have been practicing intensively to show that everybody participates in unity as one body to show themselves. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prosper. I love the fact that you're representing the women very well. We're going to wrap up this conversation, and I'm coming back to you, the President, Lawson. As we look into the years to come, the movement started 2015, counting down to today, We've already talked about 9 years in the back, so that means you're looking at your 10th anniversary. What are the future plans that you have for the movement, and how can Nigerians be part of this movement easily, especially those in the creative industries, in the gospel sector, those who want to be involved in the creative industry from the gospel sector?
So thank you so much. Before I attempt that, I'm going to say this so they know why they need to join and what they plan to gain. Apart from what of those that actually have this talent and have harnessed this talent and are looking for platforms to actually showcase them. So we don't just stop by producing your song. We don't collect any. There's no money attached to it. By the grace of God, we're not asking you to bring a certain amount of fee for registration or a certain amount of fee for you to produce your song. No, we do everything ourselves. We take up the costs. We do the production. We do the song publishing and the rest of that. And then, if we are doing a collaborative song, if you are a writer, we put your name there, written by this social person, so that when the split sheet is done, you can have a royalty cut. When we talk about mechanical royalties and the rest of that. It doesn't happen. They will tell you that in the gospel scene or in the Christian scene, it doesn't matter, just do anything. No, we don't do anything anyhow. That is why we have an in-house lawyer in person of Kenny Wells. So, and one of the things we do is to ensure that every creative gets the source of income for what they are doing. So that's very important. If we help you monetize your page, we help you monetize your YouTube page, or we help you monetize your Facebook page, we ensure that we put you through the right way, or collaborate with other big pages to ensure that you grow your own fan base, or you grow your own content the way you want. What is with creativity without an end? So at the end of the day, we'll be able to rely on how people try to make. One of the things we encourage is skill learning. So very, very funny for most of this person, we also teach them, skills, put them into places where they learn skills. I'm talking about even those that are even in university. Oh, you can have a skill, you can do, hair making, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. So if I'm talking to Nigerians, they need to understand that for you to succeed in life, you need to be in a group. What kind of group? You need to be in a group that understands your vision, a group that can push your vision. If you are reaching out to some of these guys at the top, they have a lot of things on their decks. So they prefer to collaborate with a certain group of persons than to start collaborating differently with young individuals and all that. It becomes too overwhelming for them. The Global Angels have created a portal. We have this collaborating with some of these persons. When we bring you in, it doesn't stop. Don't think when you come in immediately, you just get to collaborate. We ensure that you are activated, you have self-activation. You activate to a point where we ensure that, if you are going to work collaboratively, you have what it takes to deliver. So that is another aspect of it. If we are going to keep you for 3 years and groom you until you are able to deliver, you have to, exercise patience so that you can be able to do it. We can't send you out and you come back in. When we send you out, you come back and show that you don't learn anything. So we are urging Nigerians to be part of this movement. So we want you to understand that Global Angels are not just after your craft, we are after your life, we are after your future, we are after your mental health, we are after your well-being. So we exist as a family, we hold each other hand together. That is what we do. And when you come, you understand God, you discover God, you discover music, you discover your talent, and also you discover how to turn that talent into a money-making venture. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Quite a worthwhile conversation we've had. It's been a privilege speaking with Lordson Benson, founder and leader Global Angels Movement. Of course, we have Kingswell Benson, cinematographer and film director and coordinator from the art department. And of course, the woman that spices things up. It's a fine blend of ladies and gentlemen, talking about Prosper Sunday, herself a music creative. Thank you so much for making out the time to speak with us this morning. And we do wish you all the best, especially in all the programs that you have lined up to encourage young creatives in Nigeria.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.